If the last few days have felt strange, not exactly heavy or stuck, but not clear or full of momentum either, there's a very real reason for that. It's not something personal or a motivational issue, and it's definitely not a sign that you missed anything. What we've just moved through was a very transformative passage, not a blank pause. Between January 10th, 11th, and 12th, we moved through a very specific energetic and neurological window. January 10 carried a 111 frequency, a precise and purposeful reset point for identity, direction, and internal orientation, so that aligned action can arise naturally. Then, on January 11th, that day's energy amplified it, stabilizing the shift that just took place. And then January 12th grounded it, letting our systems test everything pre-reset that no longer fits before anything new locks in. And so this can show up as feeling drawn to clean or declutter, organize your space, or purify the physical body, or as a quiet reviewing instead of action, or a sense of, I know something's changing, I can't name it, and I'm also not ready to move forward yet. And that's not procrastination, it's not confusion or lack of clarity. It's post-reset integration, and that's an important distinction. Here's the part that most people don't realize. Clarity doesn't arrive during a reorientation phase. It arrives after the nervous system releases old reference points. And during the January 10 to 12 passage, your system was doing exactly that, letting go of old motivations, old goals, and impulses that are no longer coherent. And this can feel a little unsettling if you're used to momentum being your compass. But what was actually happening is this. Your system was choosing coherence over compulsion. And that choice always comes before clarity, not after. The past few days were an internal reset point, recalibrating our internal compass around value, action, and communication. And here's why today feels different. January 13 marks a subtle but important shift. This is where clarity starts to return, not as urgency, but as a quiet knowing. You may notice, for example, that decisions feel simpler. There's less internal debate. There's less pressure to justify your next step, and a sense that movement will come naturally without forcing. And that's the signal that the January 10 to 12 passage has done its job. That doesn't mean everything needs to be decided today, but you may notice that what does feel true now feels cleaner than it did a few days ago. So here's what not to do right now, and this is important. Trying to force clarity or momentum during or immediately after a passage like this almost always backfires. It creates friction instead of flow, not progress. So if something feels effortful right now, that's not a sign to push harder. It's just feedback, informing the next step. So what do you do instead? Just let coherence lead. When we do, momentum follows without resistance and with greater coherence and flow. If this helped you make sense of how the last few days have felt, know that you are not alone in this, and you are definitely not behind either. Your system was doing exactly what it needed to do. If you'd like to stay connected as things continue to unfold, feel free to like this video, and you are welcome to subscribe for more. I'm Katya, and I will see you in the next one.